What's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video I want to talk about how to sell on Amazon in 2019. There's thousands and thousands of people coming onto the Amazon platform and trying to get a piece of the pie every single day, as they should be. I truly still believe that Amazon is the low-hanging fruit when it comes to making money online. I think the people that didn't get into it, a few years from now are really going to regret the opportunity they missed. So how to sell on Amazon in 2019, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. And I'm gonna give you the 3 different ways to do that. And I'll also tell you which channel to follow for each specific way to sell. Unless you're doing wholesale, then you're already at the right place. This is the channel for you. So hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. All right, so the first one is retail and online arbitrage. I link these two together because usually they go hand in hand. If somebody's doing retail arbitrage, they're usually doing online arbitrage as well. So in this business model, you're physically going to the stores and sourcing products, looking for deals that you can flip on Amazon. Or you're going to websites and looking for items that will make you money if you buy them and then sell them for more on Amazon. Okay, does that make sense? Very, very simple. And I think this is a good way to start. This is the way I started, and it taught me all the little things that you need to know in the beginning. How to navigate through Seller Central, how to create a shipment, how to send a shipment. All these little things that you're gonna need to know, that when you're dropping thousands and thousands of dollars, you're gonna feel a lot more comfortable after you already know how to do it because you did it at a smaller scale. Now, like I said, this is a good way to start, but there are some issues that I have with it. The first one is being saturation. Like I said in the beginning, there's thousands and thousands of people coming onto the Amazon platform and trying to make money. Some go to private label, some go to wholesale, and a lot go to arbitrage because of the low barrier of entry. So if everybody that wants to do arbitrage is all going to Walmart or to Home Depot or to Target, they're all gonna source the same products, which means that eventually that price is gonna drop. This is a big problem with new sellers. They panic sell. The listing starts going down in price. Well, they want to recoup their money, so they're going to go undercut them. And then that guy's going to undercut the next guy, and everybody's going to undercut each other to the point where it's not profitable for anybody. That is a huge, huge issue with arbitrage. A simple fix to this would be to get ungated in different categories, because the more barrier there is of entry, the less competition there's going to be. So if you get ungated in all these bigger categories, you'll have a better chance of success. Now, the second problem that I have with this is the issue you're going to run into with invoices. If Amazon asks you for an invoice, what are you going to provide them? They're not going to accept the receipt you brought from them. And also, if Amazon happens to lose a shipment that you sent in, they're going to want to see your invoice. This has happened to me with hundreds of units during Q4 and leading up to Q4 for some reason this year. They have lost tons of my shipments, and I'll tell you the most recent one. They lost my shipment and they paid me back. They reimbursed me after I hit my reconcile date, but they reimbursed me too little. I reached out to them and said, hey, this is less than I paid for, and they asked for an invoice. So I sent them my invoice. The problem was, my invoice wasn't finalized. It was the first invoice they give you to show you all of the things that you need to pay for. That is the one my supplier gave me. So I just simply reached out to my supplier. I said, hey, give me the finalized invoice, and I sent it to Amazon. Everything was squared away within that day. But they said, we do not accept invoices that aren't finalized, and that's from a supplier. They're definitely not gonna accept a receipt that you send in, okay? So those are issues that you wanna watch out for. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen every time. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen very often, but if it does, what is your contingency plan there, okay? The third problem that I have with this business model is scalability. How are you going to scale to 7 figures? How are you going to scale to 8 figures? Unless you're hiring VAs and hiring employees, how are you gonna do that? And also, how passive can you make this business? If you are on vacation, or if you are sick, or if you break your leg or something and you can't go source, now what are you gonna do? Your inventory is gonna take a huge hit. So you have to set up your arbitrage business to have contingency plans for all of these different things. That is my issue with arbitrage. It's a great business model if you build the infrastructure around it, and it's a great business model if you're just starting out and you wanna kind of get some experience. One channel that I would recommend for this business model is Side Hustle Pros. I've been following them for a long time. Like I said, this is the business model that I started with, so that is one of the first channels that I followed regarding Amazon. They give you a lot of good tips, and they really know what they're doing, and they're a great example of building an infrastructure around their arbitrage business. They have a warehouse, they have employees, they have virtual assistants, they have multiple tactical arbitrage accounts, and they utilize Amazon and eBay. So that is what I mean by building an infrastructure around your arbitrage business. If you're planning on just doing arbitrage by yourself and doing it from home, you're only gonna get so far. All right, so the next way to sell on Amazon is wholesale. This is my bread and butter. This is what I specialize in. And with wholesale, you're working with suppliers that have brand name products, or you're working with manufacturers of smaller brands that sell well on Amazon. Usually with this business model, the majority are brand names. So they sell very, very quickly. You're gonna get items much, much cheaper than you would doing arbitrage and going to a retail store like Walmart, Target, Home Depot, you're going directly to a distributor. So instead of getting your inventory from Walmart, you're bypassing that and getting your inventory from the distributor that sells to Walmart. Does that make sense? You can create it to be very, very passive. Just make sure you keep everything in stock. And most of the time you can go back to that supplier, and if they have a replenishable product, then you already know where to go. Take a few minutes to order it, create a shipping plan, and then you're done for that, okay? It can be very, very passive, and you can do it from anywhere, regardless if you're sick or you're on vacation or whatever. And then as far as scalability, it is easily scalable. You're often going to be limited by the amount of capital that you have, but scalability is very, very simple. The more money you have, the more inventory you can purchase from those suppliers. You already have your suppliers in place, right? Now it's only a matter of how much can I buy from them at this time. Regardless if you're starting from a small amount though, you can still build up. It's just gonna take you a little bit longer. And depending on when you're watching this, I might already have a video on my channel talking about how much money you need to start wholesale, okay? And then wholesale by far is the least popular way to sell on Amazon than any of the other ones. Arbitrage is more popular, and private label is much more popular. I think this is gonna start changing in 2019, so look out for that. I really think that wholesale is gonna start building traction, and it's gonna grow in popularity in 2019. And then the channel that you need to follow for wholesale information and how to do wholesale is the channel you're already on. Like I said, I give you guys tons and tons of free information, even how to find suppliers, real ways to find suppliers. I actually have a video on my channel where we go and I show you how to find suppliers, and we find a ton of suppliers during that video. Okay, so if you don't know how to find suppliers, check out that video. That'll give you a great starting point, all right? And again, subscribe. Okay, the third and final way to sell on Amazon is private label. With private label, you're gonna find a product that you wanna sell that's selling very well, that you've already done your research and you know it's gonna be a winning product. Then you're gonna talk to a manufacturer in China, tell them the improvements you wanna make, have them put your brand on it, and then you're gonna ship it to an Amazon warehouse. After it's at an Amazon warehouse, then you're gonna have to get your listing optimized, have pictures, and then do a launch. You're gonna do a giveaway, rank it to page 1 where you're gonna start getting a lot of sales. Now there's a lot of steps that go into private label, but it is a great business model to follow, and it can be very scalable as well and very passive as well. Let's say you order a month's worth of inventory, then you're just gonna restock whenever you need it. But the key to building a successful private label business is to create a brand. Okay, create a brand. Don't just throw any generic product up there that looks like everybody else's and expect it to sell and expect your business to grow. Another good thing about private label is that you're gonna be the only person on your listing. You control the price depending on the market, whatever customers are willing to buy it for. You're controlling that listing. You're the only one on that listing unless you start dealing with hijackers. Private label by far is the most popular business model on Amazon. So that usually means there's more competition and more people are going into this business model. Doesn't mean you can't do it, doesn't mean you can't make money with it, just means you have to spend a little bit more time and look where nobody else is looking to find those winning products for yourself. Now the channel I would recommend for private label would be Kevin David. I've followed Kevin David since he had about 12,000 subscribers. Long time ago, but he gives you a lot of good information, actionable information on his channel for free. He also has a course. I don't know how good the course is, but I do know that on his channel, he gives out a lot of free information. Of all of the private label channels that I follow, I would recommend his channel the most. All right, guys, so that is the 3 different ways that you can sell on Amazon: arbitrage, wholesale, and private label. Depending on when you're watching this, I might already have a video giving you a roadmap to a successful, thriving wholesale business. So if that's out, make sure you check it out if you're interested in wholesale. If not, then you can check out one of these other channels that I talked about if you're specifically interested in arbitrage or you're specifically interested in private label. That is the video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see all of you in that next video.